An experience growing up as well, because I lost my mom when I was 50.
When your mom passed away, when she passed away, there was no income anymore.
It was a life-changing story in my life as well. You know, mingling with the white community, especially the Westbridge Church. I knew about what my mom promised us. Then he took over from that.
What inspires you to support Roots and Bridges? So, hi Henry.
Hi,
How are you?
I'm good, and you?
I'm good too. So I'm so glad that you're here with us and that you spent time with us and answering some questions.
Okay, thank you.
So yeah, I hope you had a nice trip here to this place.
Definitely, yeah, that's nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Good, yes.
pretty cool. So
Good, yes.
yeah, I would just suggest let's dive into the questions and
No
then
problem.
yeah, take it
Yes,
easy.
yeah,
So tell me something about you personally. Can you tell us a bit about where you grew up and what life was like for you as a child?
Okay, I grew up here in Piet Retief, Mkhondo, and I also spent some time in my youth, in my infant days, also in visiting my relatives in Swaziland. So yeah, it was an experience growing up as well, because I lost my mom when I was 15.
Sorry.
So then the dream that we had with my mom, and that she will take us to university one day, then it was then shattered after my mom passed away.
Oh,
And luckily, because my brother knew about what my mom promised us, then he took over from that. Then he actually carried us through. And then, although it was difficult for him because he was not actually getting a stable job, he was sometimes getting a piece job, and then that would sustain him for the month. So it was really a challenge as we were growing up, because sometimes there are things that sometimes you need. And my brother couldn't actually give us everything, because he can only help us with the school's clothing, and as well feeding us. But then other things like, going out, like maybe trips and stuff like that. So we had to, when there's a trip in school, then we have to see how to get the money for that. So that happens that and then after school, I will then go to do some piece jobs so that I can also have some cash. So it was really a struggle for me. But then I'm glad that he continued to, helping us with the schooling, going to school and stuff like
so
that.
that is great.
Yeah.
So when your mom passed away, she was the person who was earning the money. And when she passed away, there was no income anymore.
She was the only one who was actually doing some business. She had her own business where she will go out and maybe to another province and sell things and then come back. So then she was the only one. My father then he was not part of us, and my mom was just a breadwinner. So when that happened, then things was like, yo, what am I gonna do now? Yes.
How many siblings do you have in that time?
At that time, I had also my younger brother.
So you were three
We were
boys.
three boys. So I also had to sometimes look after him as well, because sometimes you end up like taking an ownership or taking a role of a adult while you're still a kid.
Yeah. So, but your mom was like without your father, and when she passed away, you and your two brothers were like kind of an orphan family.
My father was actually there, but absent in our
Okay,
lives.
absent.
Yes. So yes, after that, we were like an orphan after that, because the person that used to look after us in many ways she's no more. So then that was a hard part for me growing up.
I can imagine.
Yeah. But then you sometimes you look up to other people as well in life as you grow up, And also what helped me in life is that I committed myself in going more to church more often. So that helped me because there you also get some teachings of values and things in life that this is how you should behave. So if it was not that case, then I don't think I will be still alive even today, because they opt another options in life.
So the church gave you a reason and gave you stability and community and fellowship.
Oh, that's right. That's right. So we found a family in the church. Actually, we grew up in a church environment.
Yeah.
My mom used to take us to church. So
Yeah.
actually, in Piet Retief, going to Wellspring, that really helped me a lot. Although around those times, it was then we were just about, just gotten what's called a freedom. I would say we just had, because it was 1994 where our country was more now independent, getting the independence.
Yeah.
So it was a life-changing story in my life as well, mingling with the white community, especially the Wellspring Church. Yeah, so it was a good experience.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah,
That's
challenging
good.
one.
Yeah. Now we swip into the situation here where we are now here. And so what's your current work and role, and what inspires you to support Roots and Bridges?
Okay. My current role, that would be, you mean at work?
At work, yeah.
At work, okay. I'm actually an operator, process operator, where we're making we manufacture paper for packaging. So my role there is that I make sure that I meet the paper that we make. It meets the standard of the customer. Whatever requirement the customer wants, I make sure that that paper it meets those standards.
Yeah, yeah. So very cool that you have like this job which is offering you a salary for your family, right?
That's right. That's right.
Yeah.
Yes.
So, and what inspires you to support Roots and Bridges?
Yeah, what I've actually found about Roots and Bridges is that this is a organization where they inspire people, the community, local community, to run within themselves, and also not that they need they want to come in and do, they actually want the community to run the project. So I really like the way their heart, the way they approached the approach that they have in the organization, that this thing it must be run by us as a community, because we understand what we're going through and things that we face in life. So if it is run by us, it will last longer and it will sustain, and also we can be able to meet the young people in my case where learning is concerned.
Yeah.
Our kids have got no place to actually go to especially on holidays. You find them, roaming around, playing somewhere out of sight of the parents, and those kids are actually there. You find them sometimes they are in a danger to get raped. They can even kidnapped or whatever. Something bad can happen because nobody is actually looking after them there. But the safe park, as we behaving them now, and that's gonna give them, they will know where to go for what. And because they're gonna learn a lot of things, learn values, learn a lot of, how to be themselves as well.
What does the name Roots and Bridges mean to you personally?
Oh, yeah, Roots and Bridges. Roots, I will define it as as where you're coming from, the culture, the values. So that'll define the word roots. And then bridges is a connection, that you build also within the community, also with other people outside. So it's for me, it's Roots and Bridges is in short, it means honoring the past while reaching for future, staying connected to who we are, but also being open to learning.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, thank you for sharing this. I think it's very you made it on point. Like also be connected to yourself and to your culture.
Yes, exactly.
And as well to others to
others,
learn.
exactly.
So the both sides, I see it's very similar like you. Yeah.
Yes, yes.
Cool. So vision and purpose. What is your vision for Roots and Bridges South Africa?
Okay, I put it this way. Roots and Bridges in South Africa, my vision about Roots and Bridges is to help create generation of confident, passionate leaders who knows where they come from, believe in their worth, and work together to build a stronger and a more connected South Africa. So that's what it means to
Wow.
me. Yeah.
That was really from the bottom of your heart, like a very strong desire. What you
That's
have.
right.
Yeah.
That's right.
I feel it. Yeah. That's very cool. So I'm so happy that you are in the team of Roots and Bridges, because we need people like you who have strong desires and wishes for South Africa. Yeah.
I would say also thank you so much for trusting. You know, I don't know how this has come about, but I must say it's only God who can look into hearts of the people, because he connected us in South Africa in a specific area, Piet Retief, Mkhondo, and you guys, just those hearts coming together, and also with one mission, just to reach out to the young ones.
Yeah, very cool. So why is it so important that local people lead this kind of initiative? You said this already, that it's so important that it's run by South Africans.
Yes.
And why is it so important?
Because I understand them better. My community, I know them better. I know what their struggles are, and also what they are going through. Like in my village or in my community, you find a lot of youngsters there taking the cigarettes or taking drugs. When you go to them and find out, it's not that they really liked it, but because of maybe some things that they've led them to do that. At the end of the day, then you understand. Sometimes sometimes you'll get a young people or girls looking after other girls, other children at home. They are taking a role of an adult, yet they are still kids. So you understand them better than the person who's coming from outside.
Yeah.
You won't know those things, that why this kid is doing what it's doing.
Yeah.
So it's better that we running it, and it will last, because it's like a pattern. We're gonna give it to others as well. They will teach people, will bring leaders also to lead the organization further. Yeah.
Yeah, that's very important. Yeah, so that is motivation from Roots and Bridges as well. That it has to be long-lasting, and
exactly. Yes.
And when you want to have long-lasting projects, it's about that the people lift themselves up in that kind of way and help each other. And it's better if it's a person from there.
Yes.
So, how does education and empowerment, especially for young people and girls, change a community's future?
Okay, and that empowerment and education and empowerment, it changes them this way. It gives them confidence and voice in whatever they do, becoming active participants in shaping their community rather than being left out of decision. So it makes them to have that voice in whatever that is happening within the community. It opens doors to better their jobs. It gives them opportunities also, opportunities multiple from education point of view, and communities become more equal and united. So with girls, it's as we know that most of the time you find that girls are the one who are raising the kids and children, so they will impact the knowledge and the skill to the young generation. So it's something that is going to go on and on. It won't die with with this generation. It will be passed on to another generation as well.
Yeah, that's a very good point. Yeah, when you teach and educate girls, that they raise the kids and all the knowledge they have, they put into the babies or the kids or the little ones, like the values and everything and mindset. So
that's right.
Yeah, and even how you say the confidence, right?
Yes,
To you can do it, my little child.
Exactly,
I did it, and you can do it.
Do it as well. Yes.
Yeah, that's so important. Yeah.
Yes.
Can you share a moment of your story that showed you the real impact of your work? So you are already caring for kids in your area, in your local community, right?
Yes.
So do you have any impact story where you saw that leading them and being a role model to them and hanging around with them, that there was an impact?
Definitely, yeah. At the moment, I'm actually, kids after school, especially even when schools are closed, you find them roaming around, and they've got nothing to do, and then that is when they ending up like doing doing bad stuff, maybe taking drugs. We've got many shipping, we've got many taverns around us that people are making money out of. So you'll find those kids there as well. So what I do, I've got a volleyball team that I bring the kids with, to play, and then also I've got a soccer team, and way back as I had a big teams as well, and those guys, as we were doing soccer, playing together, and not only playing, but after practice we chat, we talk about life, we talk about like respect, a lot of things, things that they miss, they like ending up not doing it anymore. So we tell them that, guys, this is how life should be. We're teaching a lot of things to the young ones. It's not only that we're playing soccer, but then we're imparting the values to them as well. So I was approached once with a couple of guys in town, and one guy just came to me and he said thank you. Then I said, wow, out of the blue you say thank you.
No.
What is it that I've done? Then he said, you remember, as you were a leader in our team, you were giving us a lot of things in terms of life, how we should do things and not to be involved in drugs and stuff. I said, you know what, I have lived to that standard, and I'm glad that I did, because I've seen a lot of my peers actually dying because they've chosen the other way. So I chose what you said to us, and today I'm happy. I'm a better father, and I can see that even people are saying that to me. I said, wow, I didn't know that, but thank you. That at least there's something that you got from what we were doing. And also one lady approached me because I also had a girls team. So they were saying, the team that you've got, it's actually helping us a lot, because the kids, they just go to your training and they come back and they go to their studies. That's all they do, and they do the house work. But then they are now disciplined. I don't know what you are telling them, but then we say thank you for what you are doing. Keep it on. Then I said, okay, wow. I didn't. A lot of things that you do in life, you don't know how much impact it does to others.
Yeah, that's true. So you are always giving kind of something into it, like values and mindset and empowerment. But sometimes you're lucky if you, after years, you can see some results or get a feedback, and then it's so lovely for the soul, for everything.
Yeah,
Then you
exactly.
know, okay, I did it right, and I gave hope. And yeah, it's often like this, that you, in the first moment, you don't see the effort or the results.
Oh yes.
But afterwards, you know that there is maybe just one person who was empowered for life, then it was already a success. Yeah.
Actually, from there, Tuan, from
Yeah.
those guys who told me those stories, it gave me a reason to continue with the young ones.
Yeah.
Because it's like sowing. It's like what you guys are doing as well. You know, what you are doing to the lives of South Africa, to the many lives that you are impacting. You are sowing with your time, with your money, with your effort, with your thinking, with everything. But in return, that's whatever you sow, you may not see it, but it's growing. And you may not, maybe they may not come back, but something was planted, and it will grow, and then it will bear fruits. So I must say, really, you are impacting a lot of lives in South Africa, and with Roots and Bridges, and it's actually. It's just a start now, but I can imagine how much more lives will be impacted as we go on, and in Roots and Bridges, and also go to other places as well.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, that is our motivation and ambition and our heart. And yeah, we are very happy that we found this place here in Piet Retief. And I really believe that, yeah, we were all put together for that reason.
Yes, yes.
Yeah. What message of hope would you give to young people growing up in similar circumstances?
Message of hope to young people, I would say, no matter where you come from or what challenges you face, your circumstances don't define your future. Your choice and determination do. Believe in what you're worth, stay focused on your goals, and never stop learning.
Wow, that is so
That's a message.
powerful.
Yes.
That's so powerful. Yeah. I wish that everybody hears that and that everybody understands that. Not
Yes.
just hearing,
Not
but
only exactly.
understands
From
that
the
from the
heart.
bottom of their heart,
Yes.
and really
That's right.
makes good decisions for life.
Exactly.
yeah.
Because that decision that we make is shapes our future. So if you make the good one, then your future will be good as well. But you make a bad one, then your future will be doomed as well.
Yeah. So when you think about the next 10 years, what do you dream Roots and Bridges will have achieved?
Oh, Roots and Bridges in 10 years, I dream that it will have a legacy of unity. Because it's, it's just it's people who are actually reaching out to other people. And the organization will have become a symbol of hope as well. Providing that, proving that when people come together, respect their roots, build bridges of understanding, real and lasting transformation happen.
Wow.
So that's my hope
Yeah.
about bridges in
Oh,
tennis.
that is very powerful as well. So I'm very glad and happy that you are in our team, because we need people like you, and who is carrying the hope.
That's right.
And we have the hope in our heart as well. And yeah, so cool that you are here with us. And
Thank you so much.
thank you so
Yes.
much that you gave us your time for these
you.
questions, and that you prepared so well. And yeah, we are so happy to have you. And yeah, I'm super duper excited what the future will bring, and what
Yes.
we can achieve here in with Roots and Bridges here in Piet Retief. Yeah.